Very good morning, friends and traders. How many times you might have felt stuck in intraday trade, not knowing whether the breakout is real or just another trap? So, this is an indicator which tells you everything. There is a way to see the market structure clearly to catch those big expansions and avoid false moves. That is exactly why I have built this powerful combo indicator, rolling pivots and Gann HiLo, which is very closely related to the price. It calculates the pivots and it will be walking along the price plus Gann HiLo. Gann HiLo will filter everything and will guide you through the trend. Rolling pivot show you the real-time balance points of the market, not the stale fixed pivots. You might have used classic pivots. They are just static, just a line on the chart. You will not be able to make out whether the price is breaking above the pivot because sometimes the price will be between the pivot and the R1. Sometimes what happens, it will go and hug the R1, it doesn't move that. So, in between those things, it is a difficult decision you cannot make out because you have been taught that price has to move above the pivot price has to move above the R1. If it goes above the R1, it is an overbought condition like that. No, not like that. The people have understood the pivots what I can say, in a wrong way. Pivots help you to identify the market structure. That's what here I'm going to show you how you can utilize this indicator so precisely and you can trade better. So these Gann HiLo confirms the trend direction, higher lows and lower highs. Together, they work like a road map. They work like a roadmap for your intraday trade, traffic signal for your intraday trades. When price breaks above pivot and R1, retraces to form a higher low, and then listen to me carefully. When price breaks above pivot and R1, retraces to form a higher low and then reclaims R1, this combo indicator spots the structure early and helps you ride the price expansion move with confidence. This is this is not just theory. I'll show you live chart examples how this works on Nifty, Bank Nifty, and even commodities. Stay with me till the end because once you see how this works, you will never look at intraday trading the same way again. So, friends, actually, this is an example. Just I will show you. See how the price, let me go back here to the previous day. I'll start from the previous day on 16th. See, you can see the price was coming down and it was on 16th price the first started here it had reclaimed on the previous day around 240. It had reclaimed the R1 and prices moved above the pivot and it had come down. And if you very closely see here, you have to see the structure very properly, then you can take the trade. So, very clearly here that price has moved uh, higher, it made an higher high, and higher low. The next day, immediately the price reclaimed above the pivot and the R1. That's why there was no retracement at all. Just a single candle retracement. After 10 minutes, the market rallied up to this. rallied up to this, and already it has made an higher high. So it had already reclaimed the R1. And then here, as the day progressed, the R1 moved very higher. So that's why it was very wide between the pivot and the R1s. You can see the space between the R1 and the pivot. So the market started moving sideways. Moving sideways, and it consolidated. Again, you can see around 12 p.m. it reclaimed above the R1. So you are able to see price expansion from 25,170 to 25,200. Okay. After moving there, again it came back down around 2 p.m. It made an higher low, and before closing, see from there it again reclaimed the R1, moved higher, and to close around 25,260. So if you start seeing the price action so very closely, this rolling pivot will help you in between the Gann HiLo. Because of the 5 minute time frame, it started showing because it was going down. But actually, if I turn it to 15 minutes, let me remove so that it's a clutter. So it has moved higher and it has closed higher. And if you see yesterday what happened? The market gapped up above the pivot. Gapped up above the pivot, and it could not go past the R1 at any time. Though there was price expansion, but it stayed within this range. Within the previous day range, it reclaimed the higher low it has made. Suppose if it starts any gap up today gap up, it is an up move. Here, it is a reclaiming of this price moving above the R1. R1, which is the previous day's R1, it is moving above. So, in this way, it is very, very useful indicator. You can contact this number so that you can avail this indicator. It is nominally priced. You need not worry. It is just your stop loss actually. You will be losing that much stop loss. For a 5 rupees stop loss, you will pay this and you will get this indicator. This is a very beautiful indicator. This concept has been my brainchild. I worked day and night to get this idea to convert this into trading system. So let me show you another example of the stock, how you can take the trade. This is a simple example, whereas in the stocks also I've made a screener. So that is which stock? 1 minute. Let me go to the screener. Bank Nifty, because I wanted to show you the example. Let me go to the screener. This one, KPIT technology. Okay. I've applied the KPIT technology. See, this KPIT technology, it opened high, opened gap up, crossing the previous day R1. Right? And the R1, previous day R1, this R1 expanded. The market went sideways. You need to wait actually. You need to wait. Market went sideways, and then around 11:15, this candle moved above the 11:30 candle, moved above the R1 and pivot, indicating the price expansion. So as an intraday trader, if you would have waited this long and if you would have taken the trade over here, you could have gained from 1271, it has run up to 1298. So 1271 to more 2 percentage run up. So how you could have taken trade in the call option? So you could have selected, for example, you have selected 1280 call option. Same thing, you need to wait, price, the R1 has expanded, price, the condition is price has to move above the R1. So when the price went sideways, you just go on watching the price, and this is the R1, previous day R1 is the support, and you can take this S1 is your, when price expands, this is the immediate support. Here, when price started coming down and this candle popped up around 11:30, that is the 20, if I place the cursor, this is high is 28.6. You just try to get at the little bit discounted price, 26.14. That is okay. If you enter around 26.4, it has expanded up to, you can see on your own. From 26, it has expanded to 38. 26 to 38, right? This is how you need to wait. Suppose if the market goes sideways, some stocks, first candle itself will be a big one. They will not cross the R1, and you should not take the trade. This is the best. Say this stock was very best, and if I can, then my momentum screener is also very good, and you can, if you have not done this, go back to the video and see how to create this screener, and see if I'm scroll down here, I'm getting almost all the positive stocks over here. See, if I click on the Maharashtra Bank, here you can see the Maharashtra Bank on 17th, the first candle itself, the first 5-minute candle, 15-minute candle, it is pop up above the R1 and retraced back, and the third candle took control. So here itself it is an expansion. You can enter over here. If you would have entered here, it had gained from here. The percentage wise, it was how much percentage? It has given 2 percentage, 3.89 percentage. 3.89 percentage on an intraday, it is very good. And if you wisely select an option or anything, you could have trade. Very good. Coming to the Tata Consumer. Tata Consumer, see, after the gap up, you got an entry only here, intraday, after 145. The price did not expand above the R1. On an intraday basis, you got entry only around 145, from here 1128 to 1135. So this type of stocks better to avoid, because it has finished its game after gapping up this much. Or you could have entered here thinking that, and you could have taken position from 1113. It was a choppy ride. You should have courage to hold this. Slowly and steadily, it has moved up. So some stocks will give you very good movement. And lastly, let me show you. This is also moved very high expansion. There was no expansion on the intraday. So that the price should start over here, or otherwise you need to enter immediately into the trade, because it has crossed on the previous day, it has hit the R1 and it has given a low. Then you cannot expect a retracement. This is this type of presentation you will get, and within 3 candles price will move. You should be very, very quick enough to take the trade. So start seeing the price action, start seeing the how this indicator is helping you. This indicator, with the screener, stock screener, you get very good. It is very handy. Screener is on the trading view. Your template is here. For some people, it is a boon actually. The people who have account in Dhan or Alice Blue, they can directly connect to the broker and they can trade on the chart itself. You can do buy and sell on the chart itself. That's a very advantage, and this indicator will be very good. So if you do not have you can take the account in whether it is an Alice Blue or Fires or Done. All these 3 brokers are attached to TradingView. Not the Zerodha. I am trading on Zerodha. I have to pick up from here, and that is that is the task for me. I don't get this indicator on my brokerage terminal. So I have to look at this and I have to place orders over here. Here it is very, very handy. You can add you can add call option, which is related to this indicate stock, and you can apply the option, and you can track with the indicator and you can trade better. So friends, it is very good. You try to get the indicator. I mentioned the number. You have to note down the number and you can get the indicator. It is very good. It will make your trading very simple. Simple and easy. Thank you very much, friends. Nanakshi Swami signing off.